feel like I have to show cleavage. Okay. It says, I feel so uncomfortable showing cleavage. I know I don't have to, but most of my friends do, and I feel almost like I have to, otherwise, my outfits might look childish, if that makes sense. I'm going to be 18 next year, yet I just can't seem to leave my comfort zone of exploring clothes. I used to hate my chest, and now I'm feeling okay about it, but I still feel uncomfortable even wearing a shirt, sometimes because I'm scared of even a sliver of my chest showing. I grew up around all boys because I don't live with my mom, so I think that's part of the reason. I know I don't have to, but I want to explore clothes and be okay with it. I'm just afraid of people thinking I'm doing it for attention when honestly, I think it'll make my outfits look better. Yeah, so for this one, I would say even though most of your friends do, it's okay to be different and it's okay to not want to show that you are, or it's okay to not want to show your cleavage. Like, it's honestly probably better as well because when you start to show your cleavage and you start to show off your body and things like that, you get different attention. And it's not always, and most likely not, good attention. It's sexual attention. It's attention that I think in the long run you're not going to want, or in the long run it's not going to be the best for you. Especially if you get when you get to a point where you do want to start dating for real, if you are interested in being a wife one day, it's just better long term to be more modest. Um, but I'm also biased because I am team modesty. But I think if you do want to explore them, just go to the store and try on different shirts and things like that and see how you feel. But I encourage and I am a strong proponent of just being more modest, just because there's like a level of peace about it as well. Just because you don't have to worry about, oh my gosh, is like my nipple is my nipple popping out or something, or is this too low cut? Like there's just certain things you don't have to think about. You don't have to think about, oh, is this person like only talking to me because they like how my body looks? Like there's just a lot of things and there's a lot of deep dives, especially on YouTube when it comes to modesty. Um, I highly recommend listening to Milena Ciciotti. Um, she has a really good video about the topic of modesty because at one point she was never really modest, and she's come to learn and grow and now she has her own experience with modesty, and I highly recommend anyone interested in learning more about modesty to listen to her video about it. Um, yeah, and you know, you said it might make your outfits look childish. That's not true. Like in a lot of ways, not showing your chest or showing your cleavage makes you look more sophisticated. There's like a sophistication about it as well. So just setting aside, being modest, there's a sophistication and like a level of, I would say, class when you are looking at outfits that don't show your cleavage or don't overly show skin and things like that. There's just like a level of sophistication in class, and I love the old money look. I love the classy look. That's just always been my vibe, and it wasn't until I was 18 as well. 17, 18, 19, when I wanted to experience the whole being a baddie and looking hot, because I always felt like I never looked hot, but I was like cute and pretty and things like that. But I wanted to experience what it was like to look hot and like show my cleavage and all that kind of stuff. And that only brought negative attention and just more made me more aware of like, I guess, how my body looked, like made me think about it more. Whereas when I was dressing classier and dressing more modestly, that just wasn't something that came to my head. So in a way of protection, I would encourage you, like, if you want to explore it, I explore it like in a dressing room and trying clothes on. But just overall big picture down the road, um, kind of thing, I would encourage you, like, it's okay to not show your cleavage. Like, it's fine. Um, and I think there's a maturity about it too. When you come to a point where you're like, I don't really want to show my cleavage like that. I think that's very mature. So yeah. And maybe there is a reason why you don't really want to show your cleavage, because you did say that you grew up around all boys and you probably know how boys think and you probably know how boys react to those kind of things. Um, yeah. Yeah. So I'm all for exploring clothes, exploring your style, but I don't want you or anyone to do those things and like try to show your cleavage because all your friends are doing it, because you're seeing people do it and you see it on Instagram and things like that. Like, you have to do what's best for you and best for your body, best for what you want out of life, for sure. Okay. Just think big picture. I think that's something I would have told my younger self, is like, big picture. What do you see and how are you going to act to do that? So, just something to think about there. In my opinion, modest is hottest, and I think it distinguishes you from the crowd. I think, like, yeah. So, and I think that's a good thing. Like, I think it's good to be consecrated. I think it's good to be not going with the flow of what everyone else is doing, because why would you want to? Why do you want to be like everyone else? Why do you why do you feel pressured in the first place to even do it? I felt pressured to do it because it seemed like that's how people got. Um, it seemed confident. Like, it seemed like, oh, that's confident. Like, she looks good. But really, it wasn't. I don't think the more you reveal, the more confident you are. I think it's the opposite, honestly. Yeah. So 1 Timothy 2:9 says, also the women are to dress themselves in modest clothing with decency and good sense, not with elaborate hairstyles, gold, pearls, or expensive apparel. Now, someone's going to come for me because I have pearls in my earrings. I don't think that's the point. I think the point is, I think the point is not having the attention on you, not drawing the attention so much on you that the message isn't heard, that the message isn't like how you look is overcoming the message of Jesus, or people can't see God because they're so distracted by how you look. And that is not the goal. Also, major adjustments. And I think the key word, at least for me, that sticks out is decency. Is showing your cleavage decency, or is that something to draw attention? Is Yeah, I think it just goes back to decency, which is another reason why I really just love the old money classy outfits, because it's just like understated but clean. So that's why I really like it. Yeah. So is that. Question for you guys. What response do you get when you wear more revealing clothes versus when you don't? How does that make you feel? So for me, when I first started dressing more modestly, I remember going to the club. It was bar hopping, but my outfit was just very modest and very different than what I would have usually worn. And when I tell you, I did not get approached by nobody. Nobody approached me, but before I'd get approached all the time, or I'd get talked to, but then I did not get approached like at all. And like at the time, I felt like some kind of way. I was like, am I like not cute anymore? Like, am I not pretty? Like, what's happening? But then after like thinking about it some more, is because of how I was dressed. And when people say things like it shouldn't matter how you dress, or they say things like, yeah, they just say things like it shouldn't matter how you dress, like people should talk to you. However, um, I just think that's like a bit delusional because everything's first impressions and how you look, and usually in bar scenes, guys usually are going for girls that look easy, or going for girls that um they can take home, or things like that. And so the fact that I I feel like how I because I was dressing modestly in that scene, I was had a level of protection around me from people with intentions like that. So, yeah, so when I wear more revealing clothing, I got more attention, but when I didn't, it was like a safety aspect. But yeah, so that's all I have. Let me know what you guys think about everything that we talked about today. Drop it down in the comments. Excited to see the conversations go down in there. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and don't forget to go over there on Substack if you want encouragement straight to your inbox. And with that being said, thank you guys for watching, and may the peace and love and grace of Jesus Christ be with you. Bye.